Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, October 9th, 2025. So today's episode is really honestly a yawn fest because honestly it was just really about Jennifer's 40th anniversary here in Salem on Days of Our Lives. So it was really an episode dedicated to her. Honestly, some people are here for Jennifer and Jack's love story and her whole coming on to this soap opera 40 years ago, but I honestly did not care much about Jennifer and her character throughout the years. But anyways, let's get into it, right? So Jennifer is upset because of her finding out that Chad is not only having a friendship with Kat, but also a relationship. And she's talking about how it's affecting Thomas, and she just can't believe Chad would really go that low, and it's like a betrayal to her. So Julie understands, and Julie is sorry that she's going through that, and she understands it really well, right? So she's just there to comfort Jennifer throughout this thing. So Chad is upstairs with Thomas and basically talking to him about the whole ordeal and how's he feeling. So he's still not feeling well, and we know that he's not feeling well because of what he found out about Kat and his dad. And he doesn't want to go to school, and Chad is trying to be friendly with him, calling him buddy and all that we're gonna make amends. He's like, I don't want you to call me buddy or anything like that. He just doesn't want to hear anything his dad gotta say. But his dad said, look, I promise you that I'm gonna make it right for you in Charlotte. So he leaves, right? So Jack is in town, and that's because of Julie. And Julie asked him to be here just to support Jennifer because she's having a hard time with Chad being in a relationship with Kat and just throwing a big old tantrum. So Jennifer is glad that Jack is here to support. And Chad comes down. He's looking like the house pariah at this point. Everybody is looking at him funny. So anyways, he tells them that, look, I'm gonna make things right. I'll be back, right? So Jennifer at this point doesn't think that things will ever be right. So, she is just being again her usual snarky, judgmental self, which I can't really stand for, right? So normally I live for the throwbacks when they commemorate an actor or actress's anniversary on this show. And honestly, I fast forward through a lot of Jennifer's flashbacks. I did pay attention to some of them, but it was just really too lengthy. Again, I guess they got to commemorate every actress and actor on the show, but honestly, I'm not really a big fan of Jennifer. I know some people are, but she's not my cup of tea. So anyways, they're talking about the article because remember Jennifer is covering an article on her late grandfather. So they were going through memorabilia, they were going through like poems because he used to be a poet as well as a physician, and he was all for the family. So they showed Jennifer back then because Jennifer has been acting on the show like a lot of them as a teenager, and she was really troublesome back then, and I just find it funny because she's so judgmental over Kat and everybody else. And she used to be a pickpocket herself, as Julie used to be, and she got in a lot of trouble as a teenager. And she talked about high school problems, her exams. She was talking with her grandparents a lot. They showed a scene where she was going to Grandma Alice for relationship advice because she used to date Frankie back in the day. And because of those issues with Frankie that led her to Jack, they started going into Jack and her love story. And then how it started off, it wasn't really like, love at first sight. So they grew to love each other, and they talked about their, many weddings and them working at the paper together, as well as when they had their children, right? And it was a bittersweet moment for them when they talked about having Abigail, and now that they lost her and everything. So it was bittersweet for them. So they talk about being soulmates, and Julie and Doug being soulmates as well. Yeah, that was really it. Most of the soap opera today was really about Jennifer, her love story, and just everything going on in her life, which honestly was not really captivating that much to me. So Kat and Chad, right? So we already saw this was going to happen at some point because the actor is leaving. I know they have a new Chad coming on, but this was just not meant to be a long-term relationship. I know some people were rooting for Kat and Chad, but it's neither here nor there for me what they do. So anyways, Chad sent her a text message about, we need to talk because she's been waiting by the phone wondering, had he told his family about them. So he comes over and he says, he spoke to Thomas, and Thomas is basically, not feeling them together. And Rachel was the one who told him about them kissing. So she said, is he okay with us? I used to be okay with you and Stephanie dating. So he said, yeah. So she thinks it's not a problem that they're dating. But the thing is, Thomas found out from Rachel that, she was parading his late mother. She found that out because, again, she lost at a Monopoly game and she wanted to just, let him know what's going on out of revenge to get back at him. So she talks about how, back at the Demare Mansion, how, Kat was parading as Abigail, and that's how she found out. So she told Thomas about it out of, revenge and all of that. So again, Chad is saying that, look, this can't work. So Kat already know what it is, and she understands because Chad has to put his kids first and their happiness. So he said it's not a really easy decision for me, and I really enjoyed the moments we had together. Just do me a favor, don't be hard on yourself for what happened in the past. And it's really hard for me to also move forward because, again, you made moments really happy. We actually had great times together, and I wish it would have worked out, but I don't want you waiting on me because, again, there's no telling if this will ever happen, right? So anyways, that's really it with Kat and Chad. That's it. She started crying about it, and it wasn't even a long-term thing for her to be sobbing about, but I guess they catch really true feelings or hard feelings for each other. So anyways, back to the Horton house. JJ's over there now because he's on break. He did speak to Jada about his session with the police department psychiatrist, and it went well, as he just wants to see it through because he thinks about back then when he shot Theo and when he was talking to Jennifer and that he wouldn't come home for Christmas. He was really depressed through that time, and he's just having a hard time really thinking that he should be on the force or whether or not he's a good detective right now because of what happened with Theo. So he comes home and he tells the family that he's on break and he's there, I guess to help with the article or record something for the article Jennifer is writing. So Jennifer also talks about how Gigi got his name and that they were on a boat, and that is how she named him after his father. And it was really nothing spectacular with that. Julie comes over and they're sharing more memories. At some point Thomas comes over, and Thomas hears him talking about his great grandfather Thomas, right, where he got his name from. So she said that when I was a little bit older than you, I used to come stay at my grandparents' house because my parents were going through a divorce, and then I wasn't close with my dad and my mom was ill. So Thomas decides to say, can I move in with you guys? And that's when Chad comes in with Charlotte, and Jennifer is bonding with both of them and is happy that everybody's in the house. But that was really it. Nothing more, nothing less. Comment below your thoughts on today's episode. Let me know what you guys think about it. Again, 40 years of Jennifer being her judgmental, snarky self as usual. Let me know if you guys like Jennifer or not. But yeah, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys.